The moment I stepped out of the arrival gate at Dallas/Fort Worth International Airport, my heart was racing with excitement. For 30 long days I had counted every sunrise and every lonely night, imagining the moment I would finally see my fiancée again. I pictured her smile, the way she always waved before running into my arms, and the future we had planned together waiting just outside those airport doors. But life has a cruel way of rewriting even the happiest expectations. Instead of the woman I loved, her younger sister stood there alone, clutching a folded envelope with trembling hands and tears running silently down her face. In that single heartbreaking moment, I realized my life was about to change forever. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, forgiveness, and the incredible power of second chances, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to the channel for more emotional stories that remind us what truly matters. My name is Nathan, and until that day, I believed everything in my life was finally falling into place. I had spent the past month working on a construction project in Colorado while my fiancée Sarah remained in our hometown of Fort Worth, Texas, preparing for our wedding. Every evening we talked on the phone, laughed about our future, and dreamed about buying a little house with a porch where we could grow old together. She sounded happy every time we spoke. There wasn't the slightest hint that anything was wrong. As I approached Sarah's sister, Megan, I immediately knew something terrible had happened. Her face looked exhausted, her eyes swollen from crying, and she couldn't even force herself to smile. She handed me the envelope without saying a word. My hands shook as I unfolded the letter. Sarah had written it only 4 days earlier. She explained that several weeks before she had begun experiencing severe headaches. At first she ignored them, assuming stress from planning the wedding was to blame. But after collapsing at work, doctors discovered an aggressive brain tumor that required immediate treatment. She had chosen not to tell me because she knew I couldn't leave the project without risking the promotion I had worked years to earn. And he didn't want guilt to destroy the opportunity that could secure our future. Then came the sentence that shattered me completely. The surgery had not gone as planned. Sarah had passed away 2 days before my flight home. The airport around me disappeared into silence. Thousands of travelers walked past. Announcements echoed overhead. Suitcases rolled across polished floors, yet I heard none of it. My knees nearly gave out as grief swallowed every ounce of strength I had. For days afterward, I moved through life like a ghost. The funeral had already taken place because Sarah's condition had declined so rapidly. Megan explained that Sarah herself had insisted they not delay the service waiting for me. She wanted everyone to celebrate her life rather than watch her suffer. I couldn't understand why she would keep something so devastating from me. Every night I replayed our last phone calls. I listened to old voice messages until the battery on my phone died. I stared at the unopened wedding invitations stacked on my kitchen table. Her wedding dress still hung in a closet at her parents' house, untouched, waiting for a day that would never come. Anger slowly replaced confusion. I felt betrayed that she hadn't trusted me enough to let me stand beside her during the hardest fight of her life. I hated myself for being hundreds of miles away while she faced unimaginable fear. Weeks passed before Megan finally convinced me to read another letter. It had been hidden inside Sarah's journal. In that letter, Sarah admitted she had wanted to tell me every single day. She confessed she had started writing goodbye letters because she feared the surgery might fail. But more than anything, she wanted my final memories of her to be filled with laughter instead of hospital machines. She wanted me to remember our beach trips, our late-night drives, our dreams, and the countless ordinary moments that had made our love extraordinary. She wrote that true love wasn't measured by how long two people stayed together, but by how deeply they changed each other's lives. That sentence stayed with me. Months later, Megan invited me to volunteer at a local cancer support center where Sarah had secretly spent years helping newly diagnosed patients before she became sick herself. I almost said no. The pain was still too fresh. But on my first day, I met families carrying burdens even heavier than mine. I met frightened children trying to comfort their parents. I met husbands sleeping beside hospital beds. I met wives refusing to lose hope despite impossible odds. Then an elderly man showed me a handmade blanket Sarah had sewn for his wife during chemotherapy. A little girl proudly carried a stuffed bear Sarah had given her after every treatment. One nurse described Sarah as the person who always smiled first, even when everyone else had forgotten how. For the first time since losing her, I realized Sarah's story hadn't ended. It continued inside every life she had touched. That realization transformed my grief into purpose. Instead of running from the memories, I began honoring them. I used the promotion I had earned to establish a small charitable foundation in Sarah's name, helping families travel for life-saving medical treatments they otherwise couldn't afford. Friends volunteered, local businesses donated, even complete strangers joined the effort after hearing her story. Year after year, what started as a tiny memorial became something much larger than any of us imagined. Hundreds of families received help, thousands of people learned Sarah's name, not because of how she died, but because of how she lived. Sometimes I still visit the airport where everything changed. I watch loved ones embracing after long flights, children run toward waiting parents, couples hold each other as if nothing else exists. It reminds me that every reunion is a gift none of us should ever take for granted. Life doesn't promise tomorrow, it only gives us today. If losing Sarah taught me anything, it's that love never truly disappears. It changes shape. It becomes kindness offered to strangers, compassion shown to those who are hurting, and courage to keep moving even when your own heart feels broken. I never married, not because I stopped believing in love, but because Sarah had already shown me the kind of love that changes a person forever. And somehow that became enough. If this story has touched your heart in any way, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone you care about, leave a heartfelt comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support allows stories of hope, healing, and compassion to reach people who may need them the most. Special request: before you leave, please comment "Love never ends" if you believe the people we truly love continue living through the kindness we share with the world. As I walked away from that airport years ago, I believed I had lost everything. Looking back now, I understand that Sarah left me something far greater than the future we had planned. She gave me a reason to live with compassion, to treasure every moment, and to never let another person feel alone in their darkest hour. Sometimes the people we lose don't stop guiding us. They simply begin leading us in ways we never expected, and perhaps that is the most beautiful kind of love there is.